Critics love to hit us with the same tired line. They say, the Bible was copied by hand for nearly 2,000 years, it's just like the kids' telephone game. It must be totally corrupted and unreliable. They tell you to throw it out. But what if I showed you 2,000-year-old scrolls, dug up from the desert, that match your modern Bible, the one sitting on your shelf, 99% word for word? We're not talking about faith here, we're talking about forensic evidence. Today, we're crushing that narrative. I'm giving you 4 undeniable proofs that the Bible has been miraculously and accurately preserved. It is unchanged. And stick around to the very end, I'll show you a simple, powerful way to test the reality of this word yourself starting right now. Let's dive in. Claim 1, the telephone game is a myth. First, let's dismantle the telephone game myth. It sounds catchy, but it's completely dishonest. Think about the game, one person whispers a secret. No one is allowed to check, verify, or write it down. By the time it reaches the end of the line, the original message is unrecognizable. It's a game built for failure. Bible copying. That was a sacred, professional discipline. We're talking about professional scribes trained for years, working under incredibly strict conditions in things called scriptoriums. They weren't whispering, they were counting. Their rules weren't loose, they were rigid. They had to count every single letter in every line, every column, and every book. They knew the exact middle letter of every biblical book. If they found one single mistake, a missed letter, a misplaced comma, a broken rule, they didn't just correct it, they had to destroy the entire parchment or page. They started over. Finally, 2 qualified witnesses had to verify the finished work before it was accepted. As Sir Frederick Kenyon, the former director of the British Museum, concluded, the scribes took such care that the text was preserved with almost perfect accuracy. This was not a game of corruption. This was a fortress of transmission. Claim 2, the Dead Sea Scrolls. Proof number 2 is tangible, archaeological gold, the Dead Sea Scrolls, discovered in 1947. Imagine this, a young shepherd boy, near the ruins of Qumran, stumbles into 11 desert caves. Inside, preserved by the dry climate in clay jars, were over 900 manuscripts, including the oldest copies of biblical books ever found. The prize among them: a nearly complete Isaiah scroll dating back to about 125 years before Christ. Think about that timeline. That scroll was written 1,000 years earlier than any Hebrew Bible we previously had for comparison. It's the ultimate before and after test. We compared it. We looked at the most controversial chapter, Isaiah 53, the stunning prophecy about the suffering servant, Jesus. The result? Across 66 chapters and 1,292 lines, the 2 texts are 99% identical to your Bible today. The few differences: mostly minor spelling variations, like honor versus honor. Only 17 letters truly differed, and none of them changed the meaning of a single doctrine. As Dr. Gleason Archer summarizes, this proves the text was transmitted with extraordinary fidelity and faithfulness over a millennium. The desert literally handed us the proof that God preserved His word, just as He promised. Claim 3, 25,000 plus manuscripts. Proof 3 is a numbers game, and the Bible wins by an unimaginable margin, more manuscripts than any ancient book, ever. Historians rely on manuscripts to verify history. Let's look at the competition. Ancient text, total copies. Earliest copy, gap Homer's Iliad 1,80050 years after original. Plato 2101,300 years after original. New Testament 25,84325 years after original. The New Testament alone boasts over 25,843 surviving manuscripts in various languages. We have over 5,800 Greek manuscripts alone. Our earliest fragment, the John Rylands Papyrus, dates to about 125 CE, that's within a single generation of the Apostle John writing it. As renowned text critic Dr. Dan Wallace states, we have some manuscripts within a generation of the originals. No other ancient text comes even remotely close to this level of documentation. If you choose to doubt the overwhelming reliability of the Bible, you are logically forced to reject virtually all of ancient history that we currently accept as fact. The physical evidence is simply unmatched. Claim 4, enemies confirm the text. Our final proof is one of irony. Even the enemies of Christianity quote the Bible, and confirm it was unchanged. Think about the incentive, if the Christians had fabricated or corrupted the text to support their claims about Jesus, the people they were challenging, the Jewish leaders and the Roman state, would have immediately exposed the corruption. It would have been the fastest way to stop the spread of the new religion. Yet, they didn't. They couldn't. The 2nd century Jewish Talmud attacks Jesus and his followers, but in doing so, it quotes the very same gospel events we read today. The brilliant Roman Emperor Julian, known as the Apostate, tried to undermine Christians in 361 CE, by using the same verses from Matthew and Luke that are in your Bible. Even the Quran, written in the 7th century, references the Torah and the Gospel, implicitly assuming they were still intact and trustworthy sources. As the historian F. Bruce concluded, the enemies of Christianity would have pointed out corruptions if they existed. The fact that they consistently argued against the message while quoting the same pure text is overwhelming evidence that the text was stable and incorruptible from the very beginning. Conclusion and call to action. Let's recap these facts. The Bible is authentic because of professional scribes, fortress-level copying accuracy. Dead Sea Scrolls, a 99% match after a 1,000-year gap. 25,000 plus manuscripts, unmatched physical evidence in all of history. Enemies confirm, no historical corruption was ever detected. The Bible you hold in your hands today is, scientifically and historically, the same text handed down from the apostles. This changes everything. It means the prophecies about Jesus real. The promises of forgiveness and salvation true. I challenge you to stop treating this as just a history lesson. Try this right now. Grab your Bible, or open an app. Read John 1:1-14. Let those words wash over you. Pray this simple, honest prayer: Jesus, if this is truly your word, speak to me now. If you take that step of faith, comment I read below. I promise I'll reply to every single one. If you want the full scholarly PDF with all the manuscript images and detailed source notes, comment send. Subscribe and hit that bell. Next time, we're asking the question, DNA equals God's code. The Word became flesh. And He still speaks through these pages today.